What is going on, everyone? Welcome back. We got Week 12 NFL Pick Ems, and for everyone watching, leaderboards, bam, down below. Hey, Jordan, you're catching up. You're catching
Yeah,
up.
I heard I got a game back.
You got a game back, and you're one game behind one Jaden, who is in first place with 115 points. You're at 114, and between you and I, you're still four points ahead of me. Even though we pick a bunch of different games every week, somehow you're still 4 games ahead of me. And we'll show the week 11 results here down below. Shout out to Bubbles and Kaysen getting first place this week. 11-3 for both of them. And for everyone in the podcast, not a great week for us in general. Me and Dontea all went 9-5. So pretty average, I would say.
Yeah, I would say that's an average week.
Matt, shout out to him. He went 4-10. Shout out, Matt. Proud of you.
All the underdogs. Let's go.
All the underdogs. I don't even know if they were underdogs because I did the picks today for him and I forgot who was all underdogs, so I just randomly clicked. That's what he gets. Sorry.
I feel like you at least have to give him Steelers every week because you know he would pick them.
I gave him Baltimore. They were the underdog. That's what happens when you don't make your own picks, brother. That's what. Were they? No, I did give him the Steelers then. No, because they were underdogs. Because Baltimore was favored. I gave him the Steelers. But he's gonna get Cleveland this week because if he doesn't make the picks, he's gonna get Cleveland. So we'll move on to that very first game Thursday night, Pittsburgh at Cleveland. And Jordan, since you're still in the lead, I'll make you go first. Pittsburgh favored -3.5. Who do you got?
You want to go?
No. I'm surprised Pitt's only favored 3.5 here.
I'm taking Cleveland.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not. I'm obviously taking the Steelers. I don't have any of my my Steelers paraphernalia around.
Good. I'm happy. I'm sick of seeing that shit every fucking week when you make a pick and they keep winning. I'm sick of seeing it. For myself, I'm going to take Pittsburgh as well. I'm not taking Cleveland here.
Oh my God, I do have something.
Is that a wizard?
Oh. It's a gnome.
Same thing. Wizard, gnome. Hopefully you didn't pay for that. But
not mine.
Yeah, I'm going to take Pittsburgh as well. Dontea sent his picks in. He also took the Steelers here. And yeah, Brown season is over. That's as much as I'll talk about it. Hopefully we get Cam Ward in the draft. We'll move on Sunday. We got Minnesota at Chicago. Minnesota favored -3.5. Jordy, who you got?
I'm going to go with the away team in the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, same. I'm going to go Minnesota here. I wouldn't be surprised if somehow Chicago pulled one out because Sam Darnold is slowly turning back the clock a little bit, returning to his old form every now and again. And if I'm a Minnesota fan, I'm a little skeptical when it comes to playoff time and how Sam Darnold's going to basically play later in the season. He might turn into old Sam Darnold, so you always got to keep an eye on that. But, I mean, they exceeded their expectations this year, so shout out to them for that
absolutely.
one. Dontea took Minnesota for this one. Then we'll move on. Detroit at the Colts. Detroit favored -7.
So is Lamar Jackson Anthony Richardson showing up or Gardner Minshew Anthony Richardson showing up?
I don't think it matters either way.
Yeah, I don't either. Give me Detroit.
Yeah, they played the Jets decently close and then they won. But we know the Jets aren't, we'll get to them. But yeah, I'm going to go.
I don't think we will.
Well,
I don't think that we will get to them this week.
Well, you're right. They're on a bye. They did just fire their GM, so shout out to them. They said bye-bye. And they're basically... Oh, and rumors that they try to bench Aaron Rodgers week 4. They wanted Tyrod Taylor to go in, and the coaches said no. The higher-ups, I forget if it was the owner or the GM that wanted to bench A-Rod because he wasn't playing good. I'm like, that's crazy. That's
That is
insane.
crazy. I did see a lot of tweets during their last game that said if his name wasn't Aaron Rodgers, he would be benched at halftime.
See, I don't know if that's true, to be honest. I don't know. That might be
I don't
true,
know.
but like he hasn't been playing terrible. We've watched a couple of their games. Their O line
Yeah.
is terrible. You put anyone back
Oh
there,
yeah.
they're gonna play terrible.
Yeah, I
Dante
mean
took
the good thing for him, he's not in the top 5 in sacks.
gets the ball away. He doesn't want to get hurt again.
Yeah. That may
Um,
be a hint towards a future game.
oh shit. Dante picked Detroit. Next game we got New England at Miami. Miami favored -7. Tua's been looking pretty good coming back from his little scary injury that he had.
Yeah, I think Miami's going to be okay. I think they're going to win this game.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Miami here. A lot of games this week should be fairly simple on who you should take, but you never know. There's always going to be upsets every week, and this might be randomly one of them. Dante as well took the Miami Dolphins. Then move on. Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Bucks will take on the New York Giants. And Tampa
Speaking of
favorite
benching quarterbacks,
-5.5. Go ahead.
so Daniel Jones not only got benched, did you see what happened?
I didn't
Third
see what
string.
happened. Oh, you're
They demoted him to the reserve third string quarterback.
behind Drew
He
Lock and
Tommy DeVito.
yep.
Yeah. He that's crazy that he's not even going to be like the reserves don't dress, do they?
Usually
Reserve
no.
quarterback.
No.
So he's not even going to be dressing for games, at least this game.
I mean,
Um
I'm pretty sure Russell Wilson was a reserved and he just dressed and stayed on the sideline for the part, but no, they
yeah,
no.
I think generally they don't dress.
They don't.
Um that is crazy. With all that said, I am going to take Tampa Bay, but
I am gonna take Tampa as well, and I saw that I believe who did the hip drop tackle on Chris Godwin? Do you remember?
I do not remember.
Was that Roquan Smith? Might have been.
I
But
don't remember who it was.
they took it away. They were fining him and then they took the fine away. So just kidding. You're not gonna get fined.
How many weeks ago was that? That's kind of crazy.
It was a while ago. A
So they were
long
like,
time
"Hey, you're
ago.
fine," and he was just like, "No, I'm not." And then a few weeks later, they're just like, "No, you're not."
He like went through the appeal process and that's how long it
Yeah,
took. Jordy Nelson is the one that approved it. A wide receiver. Jordy Nelson.
approved his appeal.
Yeah, he's in the I don't know what you call it, but yeah, he's working in
Player
like that.
safety, something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Uh, Dante took Tampa Bay as well. Then we got Dallas, the Cowboys, Cooper Cush, and he's going to go to Washington. Washington favored -10.5. Jordan, you're taking Dallas?
I'm taking the metal that fell onto their field pregame before I pick them. Me, the Commanders.
Not the sheet metal. I mean, hey,
The
it was
first
more
time they
dangerous
opened the
than them.
roof, the first time they opened their roof, and it almost, I think it was what, 2 years, and fucking
Uh-huh.
sheets of metal just start falling from the sky when they do it. Yeah,
Jerry
keep that
Jones is
bitch
watching it.
closed. Keep that closed.
Dante took Washington. I'm going to take Washington as well. Dallas, they're in shambles. They're going to not hopefully, but I think they're going for a top 5 pick, hopefully for themselves. Then we'll move on to Kansas City at Carolina. Another big line. Kansas City favored -11.
Ooh, I keep yawning at all these games, dude. Give me the Chiefs.
Yeah, especially they're going to be boring games to watch most likely. I'm going to take the Chiefs as well. Should mollywop the Carolina Panthers. But hopefully Chuba Hubbard plays decent. Got him at my flex. So get some receptions out of the backfield. Get some rushing yards. I would like to see that. Dante took the Chiefs here. Then we'll move on to another team. Another game. Might be a blowout. You got the Tennessee Titans headed to Houston. Houston favored -8.
Yeah, it's hard not to pick against the favorite here. Me, the Texans.
Dante took the Texans. I'm going to take the Texans as well. Even on a short week, definitely should be able to beat the Tennessee Titans. But hey, Will Levis still making plays every now and then. Got a 98-yard touchdown. Still lost,
Yeah,
but I
every
mean,
here and then,
every here
every
and
here and
then.
there, here and there.
Then we'll move on to the Denver Broncos, one of the most shocking teams in the NFL as well this year, headed to Las Vegas, and Denver favored -5.5. Who you got?
I gotta. What did you say the UFC fighter's name was this weekend?
UFC fighter?
That fought? Yeah, he fought. I bet on him to win by submission. Very standout wrestler. Uh,
Bo.
yeah, his first name's Bo. What did you think his last name was?
I didn't think his last name was Nix. I accidentally said his last name was Nix because Bo Nix is
Yeah.
playing great this year.
What?
But it was Bo
Give
Nickel.
me, give me that motherfucker, Bo Nix, and the Denver Broncos.
You can see why I got it confused. Bo Nickel, Bo Nix. Bo Nix is playing great. He's on my fantasy team. He's a
Bo
little,
Nickel is fighting solid.
yeah, see, it's you can get them mixed together a little bit. I'll take Denver as well. Jordan or not Jordan, Dante. You know those two kind of look alike. Dante took the Broncos as well. Then we'll move on to the San Francisco 49ers headed to Lambeau Field. Well, they take on the Green Bay Packers as Green Bay favored it at home, 2.5 points here.
Yeah, what an ending to that Green Bay Chicago game.
Crazy.
Second week in a row, a blocked field goal to win it.
Great. Yeah,
Um,
and it might have been illegal.
eh, it might have been. It might have been. But I'm gonna take Green Bay.
Okay. Fuck. I want to take opposite of you. I really do. I just don't trust the 49ers this year. They have a lot of players out, a lot of players that, didn't return. It's not really the same team as it was last year as you would think it would be. And they're not playing so great. I'm going to, just to be safe, I really think Green Bay is going to win this one there, especially at home. Even though Jordan Love, he likes to throw a decent amount of interceptions. Looking a little Brett Favre-ish over there. A tiny bit. But Dante took Green Bay as well. We'll move on. Arizona Cardinals at the Seattle Seahawks. Another division rivalry game here this week. And Seattle favored -1. Who you got?
I think this is a game that no matter who I pick, you're gonna go opposite of me.
Maybe. Maybe I have a team that I
And
really want that I think will win. Who you picking?
I want to take. I'm taking the Arizona Cardinals.
You don't. What about Seattle? Geno Smith, he's out there. They got Kenneth Walker, DK, Tyler Lockett, Jackson Smith. They have a good team over there.
They are a very solid team. I'm decently high on the Cardinals this year. I like them.
Seattle's at home. They got the 12th man.
Taking
You
the
don't
Cardinals, brother.
taking the home team.
Taking the Cardinals.
Yeah, I mean, this was one that I hope you just took the favorite, and I was going to take the Cardinals. I'm going to go Arizona as well. I think Arizona's way better than Seattle. Seattle slowly but surely fell off. Geno Smith is slowly but surely falling off as well. And Kenneth Walker working his way back a little bit from being on the field, off the field, weeks in and weeks out. And yeah, I'm just going to take Arizona. Dante as well took Arizona. We've taken every same game so far this week. I might have to go back and take Seattle, but we'll see how these two go. We got Philadelphia at Los Angeles in SoFi. The Eagles favored -3 against the Rams. Who you got?
I don't care if it's in SoFi or my backyard. Give me the Eagles.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Eagles as well. We might pick every game the same this week. I think a lot of people in the leaderboard would pick the same games this week as well. Dante took the Dirty Birds and the Eagles, and yeah, I might not go back. I think we're gonna have the same picks this whole week. We'll move on Monday night. Baltimore at the Los Angeles Chargers this time. still in SoFi, but the Chargers will host the Ravens. The Ravens favored -3.
Battle of the Harbaughs.
Once again. When's the last time they played each other? Was it the Super Bowl? No way it was the Super Bowl. That might have
I
been.
have no idea. It might have been. I don't know.
Which Harbaugh are you taking?
This is I believe actually a tougher game to pick than Vegas is making it seem. What's Baltimore -3.5?
-3.
Minus
This was
three.
also the lines were taken, just so you guys have reference, mid Tuesday afternoon-ish. They do change throughout the day, so it could be different as we're recording at 11:40 at night. But I already made the graphic, so you're gonna deal with these lines.
I don't want to lose a game on you because I know where you're gonna go.
Where am I gonna go?
I do think that the Chargers are a great team. I think that they've really caught their stride getting into the middle of the season. I think to start off the year they were a little shaky. As they've progressed, they've become a better team. As much as it pains me to say this, give me John Harbaugh and the Dirty
No,
Birds in the Baltimore
no,
Ravens.
no, no. You don't want him to win. Come on, you're a Steelers fan. You don't want him to get a chance to get that AFC
I
North
don't
number
I
one
don't
spot.
want them to win. I'm a Steelers fan and I'm a Jim Harbaugh fan. But I have to take his brother this week. I hope he proves me wrong, and I hope you pick with me and he proves you wrong as well.
Um,
I'm
so
making this pick strictly based on the protection of my lead.
I mean, makes sense. It makes sense. And
So I'm going to force you to pick the team if you want to get a game back that I don't think is going to win.
yeah, and I'm not gonna take the Chargers here. I'm gonna take Baltimore, and I believe Dontea as well. And before we end this episode, I'm gonna do a little research on Arizona Seattle game. Just real quick, give me a couple seconds, and I might pick different.
While you're researching, I'll talk about we'll go back to the Thursday night game because it is obviously for
Our
people
teams.
that live in our area, people that are a part of this podcast. This is one of the biggest games of the year for us every year. I'm actually surprised that both you and Dante are going with the Steelers, just because of it being a trap game.
Maybe.
Now, I don't know if you saw this. I don't know if anybody else saw this. The reporters for the Steelers asked Dante Jackson if, like, how he feels about the trap game on Thursday night against the Browns. Did you happen to catch his response?
Dontea Jackson's a piece of shit. He don't give a fuck. He probably said something wild.
He said, "I played in Carolina for a long time. I'm not familiar with trap games."
Well, that's more of a diss at Carolina
Yeah.
than anything. He didn't diss really didn't really diss the Browns there. He dissed
No.
Carolina.
No. They were always the team that was the trap.
I mean, I agree. I agree with him actually.
He probably saw a lot of lines that were. He probably looked at. I'm sure players look at lines,
Oh,
and I'm
absolutely.
sure during his time in Carolina, he probably looked at a couple lines against some teams and went, "Why the hell are we only? Why are they only favored by 3 over us?"
Yeah, he's like, we're losing by 14 for sure.
So he may be familiar with trap games, but not being on a team that is going into a trap game.
Or the team that is the trap because they don't win either. Because it's not a trap if you don't win.
That's
If,
also true.
if you don't win, it's not a trap.
That's also
So,
true.
yeah, I think Arizona opened up as the favorites as well, and I just dude, Arizona just looks like a better team, and I'm gonna stay with Arizona. I know I did a little quick research. We picked every game the same this week. Me, you, and Dante, I believe, picked every game the same this week, but I think a lot of other people are going to be in the same realm as us as well. So, but you know what's going to happen this week? We're going to miss 4 games. It's going to
There's
happen.
Be 4 or 5 upsets.
It's going to be like, oh, okay. Well, the Colts just beat Detroit somehow. The Giants beat Tampa Bay.
Oh my God, the Panthers gave the Chiefs their second loss.
Oh my god. and then we'll say the Raiders beat Denver somehow. I mean, because that's possible. So those are the four. And Cleveland wins. Actually, I don't want that.
No,
I really don't
no,
want
they
that,
don't.
actually.
They don't.
I don't want it. Give me a better pick. I don't want the
Um,
wins. Take away the wins.
I guess we can throw this into the end of the Pick'em video here really quick for the people that hung around. Do you think it's time to have a conversation on what division is the best division in football?
Previously was the AFC North. It's the
Has
NFC
that
North.
conversation shifted?
It's the NFC North. For sure. Without a doubt, I think. I mean, I think the Bears, who are the worst in their division, are probably better than the Browns, and I think they could beat the Bengals.
So
But we're gonna play. We'll play them eventually, so we'll see.
yeah, the other division that I had in mind was, I guess, a couple. You had the NFC West,
Yeah, I mean it's a
Seahawks,
close one.
Rams, Niners,
They're
Cardinals.
they're all 5-5 besides the Cardinals.
Yeah, and the AFC West as well. Now the Raiders
Mm,
aren't obviously a very good team, so that hurts their chances against teams like or divisions like the NFC North, the
yeah,
NFC West. Um, eh, I don't know. I don't know if we got that. If we can say we have that crown anymore. I mean, you can't go based on record though. The Bengals' record does not show how good their team is,
yes
and
and
I
no.
firmly like that's that's a stance that I will hold. Their record, what do they have? 3 wins, 4 wins? That does not resemble what kind of team they are and how good they are.
I will say I think they gave up. I don't know the exact stat, but I'm pretty sure they're at least top 5 without a doubt, giving up the most points in the NFL. I know this for a fact. They have one more point scored, like on their offense, than they have points given up. So they're only like 1 point
That's
difference ahead.
crazy. That's crazy.
So I mean, their offense is good, defense not so good.
No.
But I would say NFC North. I would say NFC North. I think the Lions are a powerhouse in the NFL. They're Super Bowl favorites in some people's eyes. The Packers are the Packers. They're decent and they're good. They had a couple of games to where it looked like, not very good. Jordan Love hasn't played great, but look what he did in the second half of last year. Played amazing. So you're just assuming that he's not going to get worse than what he is right now. And then Minnesota. Sam Darnold somehow is playing good. Like I said, I thought he was gonna turn back the clock and go back to terrible Sam, but he has yet to kind of prove that week after week consistently playing bad. So they're still playing good, and they have a great defense. The Vikings have a great defense too. And then the Bears
Yeah.
are an average team. I think if the Bears were in other divisions, they could be a playoff team.
Yeah. I mean, swap them in the Falcons, and the Bears probably win that division.
Yeah, because they have a great defense and they have a tough schedule. They'll probably finish with 5 wins because they still have yet to play a division game besides the
But
Packers again.
I was gonna
Besides the
say they
Packers
played
again,
their first one this week.
because I
This
think
was the
they.
first time in NFL history that it went 11 weeks where 2 teams did not play a division game until week 11.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yep, the Bears and the Steelers both played their first division game week 11. It's the first time in NFL history.
And I believe I would say the Bears have the hardest schedule to go the rest of this year because they got Lions, Packers. Packers one more time,
Vikings.
Lions 2 more times, Vikings 2 more times. They play the 49ers. And then they play somebody else that isn't terrible. So, like, they might lose out. They might lose out. But we'll see. Who knows?
Yeah. Are we in agreement that NFC South is still the worst division in football?
Has to
Panthers,
be.
Falcons, Saints, Bucks.
Um,
The only other argument I could see, they still have 2 good teams, though, would be the NFC East. You still have Commanders, you still have Eagles. The Giants suck, Cowboys suck. AFC East, the Jets, suck, Patriots suck, but you still have the Bills that are good,
The
Dolphins that are...
Texans are the only good team in their division, right?
Yeah,
Colts
I mean
bad, Tennessee bad.
the Colts aren't terrible.
Mm.
I would say that they're a slightly below average. They're not a Jacksonville bad or a Tennessee bad.
They're Jets bad, I think.
Yeah.
They barely beat the Jets, so it's pretty close.
Yeah.
I'm drawing a blank. Who else is in their division? Tennessee?
Jacksonville.
Oh yeah, I think that's the worst division.
So you think, all right, let's go through it. Panthers, better or worse than any team in that division? Are they better than any team in that division? The
I
Panthers?
think them and Jacksonville might be equal, but I'm giving the slight edge to the Panthers because they have been playing better.
Wow. Okay.
They have a better record too.
Yeah. The Saints. Now you're taking Jacksonville out because they already 1v1 the Panthers.
Taking the Saints over the Titans.
Okay. And then Bucks over Colts?
Yeah, Bucks over Colts, and then
Texans over
Texans
Falcons,
over
probably.
Falcons for sure. Yeah, but the Texans are leaps and bounds over the other teams.
Oh yes, yeah.
But
absolutely.
I think the rest of that division is just way worse compared to everybody else.
Yeah, I think maybe a new video we could have come out here soon is a NFL division ranking.
I'm down for that. I'm down for that. It's kind of like NFL team rankings, but like it's you four teams now. You're one team.
Yep.
You're one team now. You guys got to be the best division.
Ooh,
we'll see if you can be.
So are we building them into a team?
That's a lot of work.
Or are we basing it on
we might do that.
The 4 teams that they currently have?
I would say 4 teams that they currently have, and then maybe after the season's over, let's build the team.
Let's build a super team, AFC North super team.
Yeah,
that would be insane. AFC North super team would be crazy.
We kind of did a little bit before the season started. We very shortly went over it, and we kind of just did the quarterback, running back, receivers, and a tight end for the most part. And then I guess we kind of did position groups, but we didn't do players. So
after the season, we could revisit that, rebuild it, and base it on stats. Who was the best statistical quarterback in the AFC North this season? Who's the best statistical wide receivers? Who's the best statistical running backs?
But what do you go by statistic-wise? What's statistic-wise?
All around. Least amount of turnovers for a quarterback, most amount of yards, whether it's rushing or...
Okay, I was going to say, because Lamar has the rushing side of it compared to Burrow, and Wilson will have more passing touchdowns and stuff, and better accuracy and better passer rating probably. But Lamar has that running game.
It's going to be opinionated as well. Like, obviously, people are going to think, well, yeah, Lamar's good, but look at what he did in this game and this game. And Russ just consistently did slightly worse than him all season, so the consistency is worth more. But Lamar's better quarterback. We all agree.
Joe Burrow might have better statistics by the end of the year because they're going to be behind a lot, and he's going to throw for a lot of fucking yards and a lot of touchdowns.
And he might be our quarterback.
He might be. Might take him over Lamar.
Hey, we'll see at the end of the year.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. I know we kind of rambled on at the end a little bit, but hey, that's life happens. Just got to talk. Just talk a little bit. Enjoy yourselves. Leave a comment down below if you picked any different games from us because we agreed on all of them. And like, comment, subscribe, and take a prediction on what you think Matt's record will be taking every underdog next week. So he might go completely defeated. Who knows? Thank you guys for tuning in. Jordan, any last words?
Go Steelers.
Go Browns. Peace out. Just kidding. Let's get that number 1 overall pick.